Thursday, what I like to call Little Friday. Good morning, everybody. It's Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram on this October 20th, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace, another big Ace hardware event coming up tomorrow that I'll tell you about here at the end of this podcast. In the meantime, we've got another chilly start this morning. Temperatures cold enough to freeze your plants if you put them back out yesterday thinking, well, it should be okay now. No, I warned you yesterday that we would have one more cold night to have to cover up your plants and make sure that they're well taken care of, brought inside or covered up. And after tonight, I think we're going to be okay. But this morning, it's a cold start. We've got mainly clear skies, just a few high drifting clouds, as you see there, moving through the area. Today is going to be another beautiful day, breezy still. But this time, our winds will be coming in from the southwest instead of the west or northwest, which is the reason why we've had all that chilly air. This is going to warm us up. That southwesterly wind is going to warm us up for the next several days and on into the weekend. In fact, here's a look at your 10-day stretch as we go into the low 60s today. Yesterday's high, by the way, was 59. 59. Didn't even crack 60 for a high temperature yesterday. 71, that's where we're supposed to be for this time of the year. So that's a 12-degree difference, 12 degrees below average yesterday here in Bowling Green and much of the area. Today, looking more like low 60s thanks to those southwesterly breezes, but the breezes and the dry conditions, again, going to put us in a high fire danger. So we have red flag warnings up for the area once again. So no burning outdoors at all. Let's not just avoid it. Let's avoid it at all cost. Brush fires, wildfires, they can get really out of control with these winds and the dry fuel, the grass, the weeds, everything, the brush and tinder and all that. It's just not a good situation until we get some appreciable rain in here. Aside from that, another good day, as I mentioned, low 60s for a high today. And as you see there, 39, maybe closer to 40 for overnight lows. Now, there will be a couple of spots maybe that could get close to freezing tonight, but I think we're going to have just enough of a light breeze and just enough wind from the south and even a partly cloudy sky that should prevent us from getting widespread frost tonight. It'll just be very touch and go in a couple of places. But here you see Friday, we jump into the low 70s. So another 10 degrees warmer or so tomorrow. And then through the weekend, mid to upper 70s each and every day. It's going to be nice. It's going to be warm. There will be those breezes at times, though, that could increase the fire danger. That's my only concern over the next few days is the high fire danger. So we got to be careful. Then here's what we're waiting for, a very potent system that is now moving into the Pacific Northwest. It's going to bring some snows to the Rockies, but then for us, finally, we're going to get some measurable rainfall, I think, out of this system as we get into, say, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. It's going to cool us down a bit, but it's not going to make us colder. It's just going to make us cooler. Highs in the 60s, as you see, starting Wednesday, and lows in the 40s. That's a little bit better than just, total freezing and cold that feels more like December or January, which is something that we've had lately. All right, now that you've seen the long range, let's back up and go to the here and now with our Kentucky Mesonet Network map this morning, showing you the current temperatures are in the 30s for the most part, but there are some 20s showing up this morning, like yesterday. And this is why I caution everybody to not leave their plants out last night, one more night, because we do have these spots like over in Morgantown, 22. That seems a bit of an anomaly, and I'm not sure why. It could be an issue with that particular mesonet site. I don't know, but that's what it's showing there. 4 miles southeast of Morgantown, 22 degrees with a dew point of 19. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure because it's 26 to 30 here in Bowling Green, 34 in Russellville, 30 in Muhlenberg County. Now there is 28 in Ohio County, but even there, that's a 6 degree spread. So could be with elevation again. There's 23 down in Burkesville near the river, so that could be. It's all because of the very stable dry air mass, and we're just because of the elevation of each of these mesonet sites, we're just seeing some unusually colder temperatures this morning. And then 22 is another cold spot. Well, 21.9 degrees in Taylor County near Campbellsville. Everybody else is pretty much in the 30s. There's a couple of places in the upper 20s north of us, which is pretty typical. But you're going to find some frost around the area this morning and freeze conditions. Once again, there is a freeze warning in effect through the morning for a lot of those areas. But after today, I think we're going to be out of that situation. As I mentioned, southerly winds are going to take over, and we're going to feel and look a lot warmer over the next couple of days and into the upcoming weekend. So we start upper 20s to low 30s this morning. We'll into the low 60s as the southerly winds take over, a bit breezy again this afternoon, like it's been for the last several days. But these will be warmer breezes from the south and southwest. Tonight, not as cold, so I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about frost, although there will be a couple of areas, I think, especially east of us, that may see some patchy frost overnight. So I'm going to go closer to 40 for Bowling Green and southern Kentucky for a low tonight, maybe 38, 39, and then getting close to 70 tomorrow. So we're going to go 70-ish, maybe even low 70s, and more southerly breezes, and that's going to carry us all the way through the upcoming week, and rain-free weather as well. I know we've got, let's see, Friday night. Tomorrow night is a home game, Western against UAB. And then we've got a lot of other things going on this weekend as well, outdoors. So I think we're going to be fine in that regard. But we do need some rain. Let's see if we can find some on the surface maps here. And we will, but it's going to take time. Here's the right now with everything very quiet and under high pressure here over the eastern third of the United States. Big warm front in the center. And then here's our incoming system in the Pacific Northwest that is eventually going to strengthen and deepen and really bring the first major winter storm to parts of the Rockies over the next few days. So here we go into this afternoon, this evening, into tonight, and into Friday morning. Bit of a warm front moving through here as high pressure begins to move. That ridge begins to move a little bit further east. Here comes the big system in the Pacific Northwest on Friday morning into Friday midday. And look what happens here. I mean, it's higher elevation snows mix, otherwise rain in the lower elevations. At the same time, we've got fronts here dropping out of Canada. These are going to provide the colder air for this system to get really wound up. While we continue here Saturday midday, while we continue to bask in the sunshine, the dry weather, and the much warmer temperatures, those southwesterly winds coming in. Here we go into Sunday. Look at that system just deepening. In the Rockies, snows, higher elevations, mixed precipitation, then to rain. Here we go into Monday. This thing really gets cranked up and even gets a little bit of a negative tilt to it. Look how deep that thing is. Look at all these tight isobars. It is going to be nasty. It is going to be windy in places like Minnesota, the Dakotas, Wisconsin, the Great Lakes, upper Midwest, all the way down in the middle Mississippi Valley. And look behind it. Look at all that snow in the Rockies and even beyond that. And then another little system, a little clipper, comes in the Pacific Northwest and just keeps that mess going into Monday. And here comes our approaching rain finally. Thunderstorms down here in the hashed area, parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, maybe some severe weather. Here we go into Tuesday. We start to finally get our rain with this first front. A wave of low pressure rides along the front. There's a backdoor front, but these fronts, as they come in, are going to be rather strong. And even though it's not painted in here, I think we're going to continue to see good chances of rain even into Wednesday, possibly even into Thursday of next week, depending on how fast that low tracks along that frontal boundary. If it starts to slow down, we could get a lot more rain. If it moves pretty fast, then less in the way of rain for us. But boy, we sure could use it right now. High fire danger, all of that is just getting way too dry around these parts. So we welcome really any rain that's going to happen here in the next few days. So that's that. And as I promised here at the end, I'm going to show you the next Ace Hardware Marketplace event. And this time I'm going to make the trip all the way up to Greensburg. It's really not that far. I mean, go up to Horse Cave, hit 218, go over and hit 68, and you're in Greensburg. I mean, it's not that bad. And for those of you that live in Greensburg, Greene County, Taylor, Adair, any of those areas or surrounding areas, come see me. I'll be at the Ace Hardware Marketplace in Greensburg tomorrow. And it is noon to 2 Eastern. Okay. Now, Greensburg, Greene County, one of those counties, and I used to live in Adair County. I used to live almost on the Taylor Adair County line. So when you go up 55 from Columbia into Cane Valley, and then you're going into Campbellsville, that's where the line changes, not only for the counties, but from slow time to fast time. And some of you are saying, what? What? Slow time to fast time? No, it's central time to Eastern time. Now, Greene County is in central time, but Ace Hardware Marketplace, like most stores in Greensburg, operate on Eastern time. Are you confused yet? If you're not from around there, you get confused pretty easily. And when I moved up there years ago, it was mid 80s, I was confused at first. Then I got used to it like everybody else. So if you're a native in Greensburg, Greene County, Adair, Taylor, you know the drill. And speaking of drills, we'll have a lot of those to sell at the Ace Hardware Marketplace tomorrow. It's a weather radio event. This is one of the stores I didn't get to in the first round of weather radio events, but I will be at the Greensburg store tomorrow, noon to 2 Eastern, 11 to 1 Central, just to simplify it. 12 to 2 Eastern, 11 to 1 Central. And the Ace Hardware Marketplace is, as you go almost out of Greensburg, you're right there at the stoplight of 61 and 68, and that Industrial Park Road is where it's located. Simply Southern is going to have their Jeep there. They've got 25% off some of the Simply Southern stuff, swag, and all of that. They're going to give away some things. I'm going to give away some things. And then the big event is weather radios. And even this time of the year, we always seem to have another severe weather event in the fall or winter. Can anybody remember December 10th? Mm-hmm. So you need a weather radio. I will be there to program them tomorrow. 12 to 2 Eastern, 11 to 1 Central, Ace Hardware Marketplace in Greensburg. I'm looking forward to it. I know we've got a lot of listeners in Greene County, Taylor, Adair County, and so I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7, the morning show 6 to 10. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this morning. God bless you, and I'll see you on the radio.